Hello everyone, I hope you all had a wonderful Easter weekend, and this is the dessert I made for Sunday dinner. I made this coconut cake, and it was just a box cake mix, the yellow or the white, whatever you like, but I made the 7-minute fluffy frosting to go on top, and these are the ingredients. It's 1.5 cups of sugar, a half cup of water, a half teaspoon of salt, and a half teaspoon of cream of tartar. And with that, you're going to add 1.5 tablespoons of light corn syrup. And you're going to mix that up and bring that to a simmer and let the sugar dissolve and make just a little bit of a syrup with this. Once it has dissolved, you're going to turn your heat off, and you're going to go over and separate 2 eggs. You want the egg whites, so I'm going to separate the egg whites out and discard the yellow, or you could save them and scramble them and cook them, but right now for this video I just put them all into the measure cup. So I just wanted the egg whites, and I placed the egg whites into my mixing bowl with the whisk. And I'm going to let that whisk on high for about 45 seconds until they start to foam and hold a shape. And in the meantime, I was getting ready to slowly drizzle your syrup into the egg whites as they are mixing on 10 or on high. And it takes about 1.5 minutes to drizzle all of that syrup into those egg whites. Once you get that all in there, you're going to whisk on high for about 5 minutes. But then I had a little bit of a malfunction. My whisk broke. After I added the teaspoon of vanilla, my whisk broke and the wire just went snap. So I had to run to I drove to my son's house to borrow my daughter-in-law's whisk that goes on her mixer. I rushed back home and got it back onto the mixer. And now I'm going to mix those egg whites, or whisk those egg whites on high for 5 minutes. I want to tell you that this is something that my mom always made on Easter. We always had this coconut cake, and when we were little, she would cut it into the cakes into the shape of a bunny, which was kind of cute for us kids. We loved that. Decorate it with jelly beans and licorice. But you're going to just mix. You're just going to frost your cake with that 7-minute frosting. It's kind of like a marshmallow, creamy marshmallow fluff texture or consistency. And you're going to put that second layer on top and just frost your cake all over with the rest of that frosting. Now, I don't know if you know what cream of tartar is. I had no idea. It is a byproduct of grapes that have been turned into wine. So I did not know that, but you can use it to make meringues fluffy and hold their shape. And it is an ingredient in the cookies, snickerdoodle cookies, to make those cookies chewy instead of crisp. And I did not know that. So I had a little research on cream of tartar, because I'd never had thought about it. It was just something that my mom always had in the spice cabinet, and I've always had it in my spice drawer. So just wanted a little background on cream of tartar. So I looked that up. But once I get my cake all frosted, I will just coat it all over with coconut And you know what? Everyone doesn't like coconut. I have a good friend who doesn't like coconut. I have nieces and nephews. So sometimes if you don't want this frosting or this cake with coconut, of course, just leave it off. This makes an excellent frosting without it. But I like the coconut, and my dad really likes the coconut. So we're just going to coat it with a layer of coconut. Just stick it to the edges of the cake. And I also broiled toasted some, just a handful of coconut under the broiler, just to give that little bit of a crunch and that toasted coconut flavor on top. So I did that very last. Anyway, I just sped up the process here. Just put it in my hand and tapped it onto the sides. Kind of makes a mess, but it will clean up. I always thought my mom was magic, being able to keep that coconut on the cake without making a mess. But I appreciate you stopping by and watching my video, and I hope that you come back and see me. Give me a like and subscribe, and I always love to see your comments.